Update!
Good evening, and welcome to this week's update. Tonight we have a very important guest. Writer, director, editor, and After Effects connoisseur, Mr. Jake Jarvi. Yeah!
It's really weird standing out there, knowing this is starting to happen. First of all, we hit our goal on Kickstarter. You guys are amazing. For it to happen in under 2 weeks.
I'm humbled.
It's unbelievable. It doesn't just stop once the goal is raised. That's the thing. We have to wait another 4 weeks because we didn't think this thing was going to happen in under 2 weeks. We have to wait till the end of February for that money to all go through. So if you still want any of the prizes, any of the DVDs with the outtakes or anything.
And any extra money that is raised from Kickstarter, we're just going to be rolling over into the next production. So
that's right. Rolling over into episode 6.
Still going to be, used. We're going to start with the video response questions. First, TDC Moncton. What was the spark that started your trailblazing into the platoon of Power Squadron?
I was watching Lost and I was watching Smallville. I wanted to do something that had mysteries that were asked, like why do they have powers, all that stuff, that took a while to be solved. And in Smallville, normal people with superpowers. And I thought, I love Lost, I love Smallville, it should be a show.
Do you still play bass?
I still play bass, mostly only in my church's contemporary band, and when my sister comes home, sometimes we gig out a little bit.
Griff Killer. Do you need a sub-character that leaves videos for the protagonists and pops that are recorded on a historically crappy webcam?
If it happens, I will let you know.
How do you feel about the rules of internet, specifically Rule 34 and 35?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I do. I looked them up today. Do you want to know what they are?
What are they? I feel like those are accurate statements.
Hey Andy S. asks, would you rather be a producer of a larger TV series with good payment, professional actors, etc., or would you stay with what you have at Pineapple Boy Films and work with your family and friends?
Yeah, writer or director on a big TV show. That's what I would like to be doing. Or movies. Yeah.
Worthless Peon 13 asks,
Michael!
What can you tell me about Mr. Massacre and the Debutantes?
It was a 7-episode cable access series that I made with my friends after dropping out of college so that I felt like I wasn't wasting my life. It was about a serial killer living with a college girl and a nurse.
Rich Munich asks, pie or cake?
Cake.
Apple Juice Jade Deer asks, what's your motivation for making videos and writing and doing all the other important stuff?
Initially it was so that I could convince girls to like me. But now I've got my girl.
It worked!
It worked out. Now it's just what I do.
If you could, would you make 2 more episodes of Green's Nursery for spring and summer?
F yeah. I was writing spring when it all went down. And I knew what was going to happen in summer, too. It was all going to boil to a head, and there was going to be like a robot war, and we were going to find out where Bud had gone. You know? Like, it was... Oh, man. I loved Green's Nursery. Thank you for your question, and I hope you on the bed feel better.
Yosho X10 asks, would you watch an anime that an audience member suggests?
I think we can find that somewhere, right?
Yeah, we'll try Netflix it.
We'll try Netflix it, and we will check it out. Thank you, sir.
DF Destruction asks, in the video Where's Pops, Craig makes a chain lightning with a charged ball at the end. Craig mentions that it will appear in episode 5. Will it?
You'll have to wait and see.
At the end of the first episode, there's special Pops music. Will that appear like an outro in other episodes?
Yes.
Dynamy asks, what's going to happen after the interviews? Are you going back to the updates, or are you burping?
I am going back to the updates.
Who had clones first, Sebastian or Craig? Who inspired who, or were they created independently?
That is an interesting question. I will go with independently. She was the first one that I knew whose powers were going to be because cloning is actually the easiest thing to do within the special...
And you'd already done it.
Yeah, in my movie The Girl, there's this character who's twins, so I already knew how to do split screen. And then when I had to figure out how to do the other powers, I learned how to do split screen better.
How did you come up with the name Pineapple Boy Films? Is there a backstory?
Okay, when I was 16, my sister asked me, Jake, if you were a fruit, what kind of fruit would you be and why? And I said, of course, I'd be a pineapple. Because you look at it and it looks hardcore and you don't want to get too close to it. But it's very, very sweet. And when I told that story to some friends of mine, one made up a song, Jake, the pineapple boy from Mars. And so, like, it was going to be Pineapple Boy from Mars Productions. But at the time, the titler on my little camera could only fit Pineapple Boy Productions. That's how it came to be.
Are we going to see PoPS in any film festivals?
I submit every episode of PoPS to film festivals. None have gotten in so far.
Will PoPS be available on DVD?
Yes. Actually, it's on. You can get DVDs of it right now. And the outtakes.
Do you have any other video projects online anywhere?
Yes. Okay. In the dubes, you will find 10 Till 1. That is some stuff. If you just go to my IMDb page, there's a link to my IMDb page in the dubes. You'll see pretty much what I've been involved with. You can watch some trailers for stuff that's not on YouTube.
Say what vlogs? Caleb, you are a curious fellow.
A fantastic and curious fellow.
How did you get started acting and directing?
In front of the family's home camcorder, of course, I wanted a lot of attention. And then when I saw Back to the Future 2, I said, oh my god, I want to be an actor, I want to ride hoverboards, I want to jump off buildings and time travel. So I started making little home movies. The first was called Into the Future. It was pretty much the exact plot of Back to the Future 2. And after making a bunch of these little movies so that I could act in them,
and what all.
yeah, I realized I was directing. And then I got interested in the idea of directing.
What advice would you give someone who wants to act and direct and things like you do?
Just start doing it.
How did you propose to Eliza?
I tricked her. Okay.
Yeah.
In my sister's music video, every time there's this crazy building.
We hang out there.
We hang out there. It was Christmas time, and everybody's family was everywhere. You couldn't go anywhere. We had no time to ourselves.
I told him he could not propose to me in front of other people.
That's right. So I tricked her by saying a friend of ours was leaving and was going to meet us at the shop. And so then we got there, and our song was playing on repeat. I had made a CD of just our song, and it was playing on repeat. And I had set some water nearby because she had historically...
I faint
she
when
faints.
I get stressed out or nervous.
And then I proposed to her, and she accepted, and the entire day was terrifying. I don't remember anything about the day. And then she accepted, which was nice. Then we went around telling everybody.
Yep. Have you ever written a book?
I have not. I want to. And
You've started.
I've started a book which is not going to get finished because I don't think I like it anymore.
Oh. What was the first play you were in?
The first play I acted in was Hello, Dolly. I played Barnaby.
What was your favorite play to be in?
Godspell. Austin. Awesome. I played Judas.
Have you ever read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
I have, yes. Thank you for asking.
Do you like Doctor Who?
I enjoy Doctor Who. I have not seen a whole lot of it.
Have you read any books by John Green?
Yes.
Yes?
I did. I read an abundance of Catherines, and it was very, very enjoyable.
Do you like the Marvel comic Runaways?
I love Runaways. Love it. I want to direct the movie whenever it happens.
What were your favorite and least favorite subjects in high school?
My favorite subject in high school was telecom because it was basically movie making. And my least favorite was math because I'm awful at math.
What's your favorite Terminator?
Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Who's the person that came in that you said hello to during Eliza's interview?
That was Caitlin. She plays Veronique in the episodes.
Put your iPod on shuffle. What are the first 5 songs?
Srinivas by Mukapaza. Nice. Then All I Need. Emmy Jarvi. Muddy Hymnal by Iron and Wine. Creek Drink the Cradle. Track 1 by 311 Unknown Album. And Hindsight, Death Cab for Cutie. You can play these songs with chords.
Twitter? Facebook?
Twitter and Facebook have been in the dupes for a really long time, Caleb, so...
How do you explain it whenever there's a weird ringing in your ears?
That is a tone that you are not going to hear anymore.
What was your favorite movie to watch as a kid?
It would probably have to be Rad. It was a movie about BMX bikers, and I watched that movie so much.
This section is called PoPS.
Nice.
Did you make the PoPS logo? If not, who did?
She made the PoPS logo. I was standing over her shoulder going, can we do this? She'd be like, yes.
What's after PoPS, and will it be YouTube based?
I can't actually answer that question because right now, I thought I would always have to do everything for PoPS. Maybe that's not the case with what's happened with Kickstarter, which is amazing, and it might not exhaust me as much as it has been. So my whole idea was to make the 10 episodes of PoPS, get the DVDs done. I started the entire series so I could have it on DVD with commentary and outtakes and a little bit behind the scenes interviews. When that was done, I would start writing books, short stories, things like that, because then I would still be telling stories, but I wouldn't have to schedule anything.
When did you first get the idea for PoPS?
It was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Have you written all 10 episodes yet?
No.
Which member of the cast is easiest to work with? Which is the most difficult to work with? I think Penny was the most difficult to work with.
Penny? Oh, Penny the guinea pig. She was a diva!
She did not take direction
Penny did
well.
not take direction well at all. Penny the guinea pig, who played
Pentameter.
Pentameter, yes.
How long does it take to edit one of your videos like PoPS?
I'll be able to tell you after episode 5, because I'm just going to do a straight edit, and then other people are going to be working on the effects and stuff, so I can tell you then.
Will there ever be a new PoPS character, and if so, what gender and power?
Will there be any that have superpowers? You'll have to wait and see.
What would you do with your power if you actually had it?
I would sit around and watch TV all day, and read books, and do nothing. I would provide sustenance to myself. I would probably lie, cheat, and steal with it. Yeah.
How much of PoPS is your vision, and how much is the team?
I'd
say 90-10.
90-10?
Yeah.
Okay, alright, we'll go with her. We'll go with her.
Just because,
it's a team decision. We'll go with 90-10.
Why do you prefer the handheld look for PoPS?
It looks a lot more raw, and when the superpowers then appear, it makes them feel more grounded in reality.
What exactly is your power on PoPS? Is it just mind control or something else?
Wait for episode 5.
Did you come up with PoPS?
I did, yes, thank you.
How much detail have you worked out on the powers/characters?
There's room for growth in everything. As soon as you start saying this is all it can be, then you are sealing yourself in a little box that is not allowing creativity to happen.
What was Pentameter thinking about to make his wobbly thing go to the smoke monster's home?
That's a good question. The question is it just what Pentameter was thinking, or is that just where guinea pigs' wobbly things go?
How powerful is Jonas?
Wait for episode 5.
If the real you had a wobbly thing, where would it lead?
Taco Bell.
How many episodes of PoPS do you plan to make in total?
10.
If I were to move to Chicago, would you consider using me as an unpaid assistant?
Yes, right now. Do it. Move.
Is making PoPS rewarding?
Yes.
What would you say are Jonas's favorite comics, animes, and mangas?
Comics would be Why the Last Man.
Anything by Brian K. Vaughan.
Yeah. Animes? Well, Bleach, right? Bleach, Airbender.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go on ahead and say Gantz.
What editing programs do you use to edit PoPS?
I edit on Final Cut Pro. For effects, I use After Effects, Adobe After Effects. Awesome.
What are some of the differences between you and your character? Do you think you'd get on if you met in real life?
We probably would, because he likes to sit in his little room and watch stuff, and I would just sit there and watch it with him.
When you were conceptualizing PoPS, were your ambitions for it to become hugely successful and perhaps progress to television, or was it just a project to have fun with your filmmaking skills and your friends?
Everything I always do ever is supposed to be the greatest thing that ever happened to the medium of visual entertainment.
But also to have fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Did the idea for PoPS come to you from the recent explosion of superhero/comic movies in Hollywood?
Maybe.
Will you ever do an episode where someone improvises their lines instead of reading from their script?
No.
Yeah. Don't you think it's egotistical to give your character the best powers?
Probably, yeah.
Do you already have a real structured idea about how PoPS will end?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever see PoPS or any other production going mainstream TV?
I would love that. See if you can make it happen.
How do you look younger in PoPS than in real life? Is it magic or science?
It's makeup.
It's also the fact that you're not wearing your glasses.
Yeah, the glasses do age me up a little bit.
What made you take PoPS from an idea to reality?
Sheer determination and stick-to-itiveness.
Why does it take so long to make episodes?
If you watch the updates, you would know the answer to that question.
Would you ever consider getting any other YouTuber to be in a PoPS episode in the future?
Yes.
Why don't you let other actors contribute more to PoPS?
Because I'm a control freak.
No. Because it's your show. You let them contribute in the channels that they have to contribute. How did you get Driftless Pony Club's bassist Sam to play Spike?
I asked him to, and he said, yeah, sure, yeah.
Do you ever regret starting a project as time-consuming as PoPS?
Yes, all the time.
Why did you choose the powers you chose for your characters? Can you clarify exactly what everyone's superpowers are?
I'm not going to do any clarifying, because that's part of the journey of PoPS. It's basically what I thought I could actually accomplish.
How can someone get involved in PoPS besides Kickstarter, like an extra or something?
If you're in Chicago, just drop me an email, and I will definitely be giving you a shout.
Do you have trouble making sure you don't give yourself all the awesome parts, like when you got to beat up Hitler?
Sometimes, but then if you actually look at the episodes, Jonas does like something cool and then backgrounds the rest of the episode, you know? Everyone else has the storylines. Jonas sits in his room and does like one awesome thing per episode.
Which of the superpowers takes the longest from filming to post-production?
Sebastian. Oh, no. And it actually depends on the episode. It really depends on the episode.
Mine kind of took the last episode.
And I'm erring at me because it took so long to do that whole time stop sequence in episode 4. No. And Craig's is actually the fastest. The lightning is the fastest.
The next section is called relationships.
Nice.
How much money or anything else would it persuade you to get divorced? And don't say I wouldn't, because there will be a tipping point. Jake, how did you meet Eliza, Carlin, and Ty?
I met Eliza because I was working at a video store less than a block from her house.
I was a latchkey kid.
And then I met both Ty and Carlin through Eliza because they all went to the Art Institute of Chicago together.
Would you ever consider swapping Eliza for a giant alien worm if it meant that the world would be saved?
No, I would not do that.
What's it like being married to Elisa?
Being married to Eliza is fab tab. Love it. It's the greatest. She makes it so easy.
Who do you like better, your wife or Craig?
I like Eliza better, yeah. But I like Craig a lot as well.
Craig's awesome.
It's a different kind of like.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think you'd be married to Eliza right now if it weren't for PoPS?
Yes.
Yes. How long were you planning to propose before you asked Eliza to marry you?
Eliza and I dated for 5 years before we got married.
When did you first meet Eliza?
I was 99 at Center Video.
Why is it necessary to hide the fact that you and Eliza were married up till now?
That's a good question. I was afraid that if people knew that I was married to one of the two main hot girls on the show, that we would lose some viewers who thought maybe Eliza would be accessible to them, you know? I don't know what the logic of that was. And then at a certain point, you know, Craig blew the whistle on us in one of his Always Wheezies, and then a lot of people did know. And then it didn't really seem to matter anymore.
The next section is your work other than PoPS. Jake, when did you start editing, directing, writing, etc.?
I started directing when I was 10. I started writing when I was 12. And I started editing when I was 14.
What is your favorite / worst thing about writing?
My favorite thing about writing is when it's just kind of happening and you surprise yourself enough in the moment to actually laugh out loud. That's my favorite. The worst is making yourself sit down to do it.
What advice do you have for someone who wants to start making YouTube videos / vlogs?
Watch people like Craig, watch Van Awesome videos. Similar in the fact that it's really thought out. A lot of effort is put into it. Put a lot of effort into it. Put yourself into it. Original Tessa Messa does it too, like with these little pop-ups and little things that kind of just always draw your attention.
Do you have any suggestions that would help me get subscribers or generally improve the quality of my videos?
Yeah, cast Wheezy Waiter.
Do you prefer writing, directing, or acting?
As long as I'm not writing or directing, acting is actually the most fun because you don't have to worry about anything. The most fulfilling is probably the writing. The directing is probably what I become most proud of.
What's the most frustrating thing that you've ever had to do on set?
On any set?
Well, it doesn't specify.
Oh, okay. Master and Commander, when I was one of just the ship extras, running up and down the main mast, man, that was exhausting. Furling and unfurling tall ship sails. That is frustrating.
What inspired you to start writing in general?
Hitman movies. I wrote a bunch of Hitman movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever done improv?
I was part of an improv troupe called The Feminine Mystique in high school that Tim, I believe, started.
What future projects are brewing in your head for post-PoPS?
The screenplay I'm most proud of is called Attic 33. I've written 11 screenplays, 11 feature-length screenplays. My favorite is called Attic 33, and it will probably be a book that I'll work on after PoPS.
What are your most inspiring figures in the movie business?
Edgar Wright. Oh, Joss Whedon, man.
Joss Whedon or
Edgar Wright,
Kaufman?
Joss Whedon, Charlie Kaufman was a big one.
Robert Rodriguez.
Rodriguez was huge. Damon Lindelof. J.J. Abrams.
What inspired Twisted Thicket?
General like of fantasy.
I saw you have a lot of subscribers, and I was wondering, when did you start to get them, and how did you get so many?
I got so many because Wheezy Waiter is in our show. The first wave happened at episode 1, and then with each episode, it's just grown over time.
Why do you write on a typewriter?
I don't actually write on a typewriter. That is a prop. I was doing that for the earlier updates because I thought it would be fun. I love this typewriter. I would like to get another ribbon for it, and when I start writing short stories, take a stab at it on that. Because it really feels like progress with each key type, you know? You can see it all happening. It's very visceral.
How do you keep from procrastinating?
It's very guilt-based, especially since episode 3 when the audience kind of really came out in force. I feel like I'm letting you guys down if I'm not constantly working on it.
What would you love more, making a TV series or movies?
I can't answer that question. I want to make both so badly.
Do you outsource anything of your work on any productions?
We're about to.
Do you find that acting in your films and directing them is more difficult, or is it the same?
Acting while directing?
Yeah.
It's more difficult. Yeah, it's easier to just be on one side of the camera.
I really want to learn how to use After Effects. Do you know where I can find tutorials, or can you teach me?
There are tons of tutorials on After Effects all over the place. You just have to Google AE tutorial. They're even on YouTube.
Who's your favorite character that you've ever created, and why?
Jiminy Jenks, Attic 33. He's just good to go.
Give us some tips on how to write a script.
NexTV blog. Ah, sucker! There is a NexTV blog entry. I'll put a link to it in the doobly-doo.
When it comes to visual effects, do you have any training, or are you self-taught?
Self-taught.
Do you enjoy doing these updates?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. It's a lot like writing. I don't want to sit down to do them, but once they're done, I'm happy to have done them.
And the rest of this interview will be random, etc. Whatever happened to Ty?
Ty is still around. He is a living, breathing human being.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no Eagle in Ep5. At least a cameo?
No.
Try to name 5 cities in Croatia.
No.
What kind of M&Ms do you like?
I like the red.
Pretzel or peanut butter?
Oh, God. Ooh.
Well, I mean, it doesn't specify, but...
My favorite are the almond M&Ms.
Oh,
Avo.
Well, those pretzel ones are really good.
The pretzels are really good, but it'd be almond, followed by peanut butter, followed by pretzel.
Followed by regular.
Followed by regular. No, regular goes before pretzel.
You don't
and
know
peanut
about...
butter.
If you were stranded on a desert island and you only had a TV, a DVD player, and a movie of your choice, what movie would it be?
Serenity Special Edition, so that I'd have the awesomest movie and then a whole bunch of special features to enjoy as well.
If you had to choose one thing to eat to survive and your only choices were rats and spiders, what would you choose?
I would die.
Were you drinking Coke Zero in the interview with Craig, and if so, why?
No, I was not.
You weren't?
No.
I thought you were.
No, I was drinking Coke Cherry Zero.
How old were you in May 1995?
14.
Green eggs or ham?
Ham.
What's your favorite band?
Driftless Pony Club.
Do you have some kind of connection to Finland? Because your name kind of sounds like a Finnish name rather than a normal U.S. name.
I don't know what a normal U.S. name means.
Right?
But yes, my ancestry is Finnish. I'm 3/4 Finnish.
Can we see you kiss Eliza?
Yes, watch episode 4, part 1.
Do you know where Wales, a country, is?
Yeah.
I would like to ask you about a video where your family is playing music together. Is that something you do all of the time? What other instruments do you play?
I play bass pretty okay, and I play bad guitar. And my family did a lot of it, yes. We moved to Austin to be a family band, and we played gigs all around coffee houses and stuff, and yeah.
And they still do. When you get 4 or more of them together,
We end up
music
playing.
will start.
Yeah.
If I made a short film, would you watch it if I mailed it to you?
Why don't you just put it on YouTube? It'll be a lot easier, and a lot of other people can watch it too.
Do you know about the bird?
The bird is the word.
Do you like Firefly?
I love Firefly.
What's your favorite anime/manga?
I'm gonna have to go Cowboy Bebop.
Are you a Rush fan?
No.
What would you do if you woke up to find out you've transformed into a bug overnight, like in the Metamorphosis?
I initially would probably go back to bed and hope it just kind of went away so I didn't have to deal with it. Then I would probably start hunting out of trash cans at night because I'd be afraid of just getting killed and destroyed.
An apple, puppies, or the moon?
The moon. Don't have to clean up after the moon. I'm gonna take the moon.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Who's your favorite superhero?
I'm gonna have to go with Batman.
I've been feeling extremely depressed lately and nothing is going right. What should I do?
Hang in there.
Go to a therapist.
You know what helps me? Watch a TV series, watch a movie you like, read a book. Get out of your head.
My PC broke down and had important data on it. Without it, I will not be allowed to do my exams. What should I do?
Hang in there.
Do you prefer Dr. Pepper or Cola?
Oh, Dr. Pepper.
If you could go back in time, what would you tell your teenage self? Hang in there.
Hang in there. Dude, the world does not revolve around you.
Evolution or creation?
Both.
Is it bad I'm extremely ecstatic that my question got picked and answered?
No, I think that's awesome.
Do you watch Battlestar Galactica?
Yes, not often enough.
Why are you so frackin' awesome? 'Cause
I-
Starbucks says so. If you were a weapon, what weapon would you be?
I'd be a Swiss Army knife, because I just have so many uses.
Whoa, who's Cynthia?
She's a vlogger.
Would you rather have a pony or a penguin?
Penguin.
Do you like Led Zeppelin?
No.
Other than filmmaking, what would be your main hobby?
Watching stuff.
If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Pizza.
Rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock.
Paper.
Why?
So I can write.
Still no P.O. box?
Nope.
Are you happy, sad, angry, annoyed, or just gosh darn bored?
I am happy right now.
What movie show has touched you emotionally?
There have been many. The final season of Angel Man is...
Now I'm remembering the scene you're talking about.
There's a couple of them.
Do you plan on growing a beard?
No. I even if I wanted to.
What is your favorite book?
This is tough. I'm going to exclude everything from Stephen King because he's my favorite author and I just like too much of his stuff. That narrows it down substantially. I am going to go with books that really, really spoke to me at the time that I first read them. Hunger Games, Time Traveler's Wife, and A Dirty Job.
I had a dream with you in it and you were selling snacks. I kept trying to get you to sell me the snacks for less than the asking price and you wouldn't. What's up with that?
You don't have to get the snacks. You either pay what they're worth or you don't.
Why didn't you ask Craig my question?
There are potentially a few reasons. After the Carlin interview, I didn't ask any questions that were puppet questions, like will you do, will you say? None of those. I didn't ask anyone questions that were more about the asker. I didn't ask questions that made me uncomfortable to ask my friend. And then if your question was none of those, and it made the first 13 pages, then it was asked to them, but was cut for either time or because the answer wasn't amusing or interesting.
Does anyone know if Kickstarter is accepting foreign payments yet?
Some people have gotten through.
Do you mind if I draw inspiration from your work?
No, I would prefer it.
Do you have a day job?
Yes. I work as a writer and digital editor, which means I do all the video work for Sheridan Road magazine on the North Shore of Chicago. There's a link to the Sheridan Road website in the doobly-doo because from now on I'm doing movie reviews every week, which is very exciting to me. I get to go during the workday to a movie and I get to write a review about it every Friday. That's the coolest part of any job I've ever had. Right here is a link to the Sheridan Road YouTube channel, which I will also put in the doobly-doo in case you don't want to click on it right now.
How does one balance creative work and necessary work?
I find it helps if you dress differently. When I go to work, I wear a base shirt, a button-up shirt which is open, and a sport coat, you know, and some pants. But that whole combo kind of means it's work time. And then when I come home, I change out of that, throw the hoodie back on, and I can work on non-work related stuff.
PS3 or Xbox 360?
Of those two options, I would choose a PS3.
What color would you say your hair is?
It used to be red, strawberry blonde, and now I think I'm pretty much blonde.
No, you're still strawberry blonde.
Hmm.
How about Canada? Are you aware that the TV series Misfits is kind of like PoPS but British and ghetto?
I have been told in the comments, yes.
Since when do English people pronounce Craig different?
Since I was told in the comments.
Do you know what steampunk is?
Yes.
Which Hogwarts house are you in?
I would like to be Gryffindor, but that's actually the Sorting Hat's responsibility.
You'd be Gryffindor.
I don't get to choose.
Yes, you'd be Gryffindor.
I don't know.
Yeah, you would.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it weird that I can speak to snakes? Does that affect the decision at all?
It didn't for Harry, why should it for you?
Okay.
Where did you go to college?
Columbia College, Chicago. For the 1 year that I went.
Are you a nerd fighter?
Yes.
How strong are your glasses?
Not very. It stopped me from having the headaches, though. That's good.
In Avatar: The Last Airbender, advanced firebenders could bend lightning. Comments?
That's awesome.
Can you speak any foreign languages?
I speak bad Spanish. I was better at Spanish when the 5 months I lived in Mexico.
If you could instantly speak any foreign language, which one would you pick and why?
I would go with French because I love Paris. I've been to Paris a couple times and I just love Paris.
You like Buffy and Avatar. What are your favorite episodes of both of those shows?
It's just so... Toph is awesome. Vampires of the World. Beware. Oh, season 5 is my favorite season. How about that?
Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter. Why?
Harry Potter, because it's urban fantasy.
Could you live off of Taco Bell 3 times a day plus 4th meal for a month?
I think I could. I don't think I would want to.
What is your opinion of Spike in Season 5 Angel? Should Joss Whedon just have killed him off?
No, I love the whole Spike in Season 5 thing.
How long have you been wearing glasses?
2-ish years. I actually had just gotten these a couple weeks before we filmed episode 1 of PoPS.
Pirate ninjas, cowboys, or zombies?
I'm getting more and more into cowboys, but I'll still go zombies right now.
Was it fun getting to interview all those cool people?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Who's your favorite actor?
I'm gonna go with Robert Downey Jr. Him being in something will make me see it. Lauren Graham is totally underrated actress.
Become a wizard and live in Hogwarts, or find a cure for cancer?
Find a cure for cancer.
If you won the lottery, what would you do with your winnings?
Fix our cars.
Maybe buy us new cars?
Yeah, maybe a new car or two.
Do you have a dream or a goal?
I'm living the dream.
Will you high-five Eliza for me?
That's a puppet question. I'm very disappointed.
But we've done it for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've liked my best friend for a while now. She liked me, but didn't want to go out. Eventually, she did go out with me, though. That lasted a couple months before she dumped me, saying she had lost feelings for me, even though later she said she still had feelings for me. I still feel like I have a chance. I mean, it happened once, it could happen again. What do?
I would move on. There are plenty of fish in the sea, and this girl is making it tough on you, man. It doesn't have to be that hard.
Yeah, she's throwing mixed messages. Do you have any pets?
Not right now, no.
If you could have any power ever created at any time, what would it be, when, and why?
To eat anything I want without gaining an ounce.
What area of Chicago do you live in?
Suburbs. North.
Have you ever eaten an apple?
Yes, I have.
I want to pledge $1,000. I have the money. Alas, my parents are annoying with how I spend it. If I did, however, being only 15, would I still be able to attend said viewing party?
I would have no problem with you attending said viewing party. I'm not so sure about your folks, and I think it's really awesome that you want to donate $1,000 to us. I'd say put that towards college and donate something a little more reasonable. And since you're very, very generous, why don't you do the 100 and get all five DVDs with all the outtakes?
How do you feel about Summer Glau?
Love her.
Is your life a lie and your only purpose in this world to be an anime music singer?
Yes.
What is the craziest thing you've ever done?
Jumped out of a moving car that was going about 35 miles an hour and landed on the gravel shoulder. It wasn't worth the story.
What did you think of Toronto?
I loved Toronto. I had a great time in Toronto. Thank you, Toronto.
Do you play video games?
I do play video games.
Would you come to the Highlands?
Where are they?
There's so many. I guess Scotland is probably the most famous.
Sweet.
Highlands. Do you have an alligator pet?
I do not.
If quizzes make you quizzical, what do tests make you?
Immature.
Would you ever dye your hair a different color?
I tried dyeing my hair blue once and it went gray.
What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
I think it's Rocky Road.
Orange juice instead of coffee? What's wrong with Craig?
He was sick.
Which Harry Potter movie and book is your favorite?
Book 7 is my favorite, and my favorite Harry Potter movie so far has been Order of the Phoenix.
Do you prefer being the interviewer or the interviewee?
Interviewer.
It's much easier, isn't it?
It is much easier, yeah.
Nikon or Canon?
Canon.
Why are you so different?
I didn't realize I was different.
Yeah, different from what? If you could be any Harry Potter character, which would you be?
Gotta be Harry. Gotta be the chosen one, right?
You do?
Yeah.
Cool. Done!
Done! Thank you guys so much. Thank you for watching all of these interviews and for supporting the show.
Thank you for supporting us.
What you guys have done is amazing. If you haven't gotten any of the things from Kickstarter, there's still 4 weeks to do that.
We didn't expect this response.
No, I didn't even think this was really gonna fly, but you guys proved me very wrong. And thank you to Tim and Ryan for bringing it up in the first place. Regular updates will happen again. I'm just gonna ask a generic question. What is the name of the town or city where you live? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you later.